Hi, everybody. Welcome to another English class here on Verbling.com. My name is Lisa, and I'm one of the English teachers here at Verbling. And in this hour, we're going to be having a reading class. So if you have a reservation for this hour, you can use the reservation now. If you don't have a reservation and you are a Verbling member, then you can join the class as soon as you see the Join Class button. The Join Class button is up above the video up here, and it brings you into the Google Hangouts. So when you click on the Join Class button, what happens is the Google Hangouts window opens in your browser, and you have the Google Plus window. You have the Verbling chat on one side, and on your left side, you have the controls like the group chat, screen share, things like that. So if you're new to Verbling, let me just tell you what's happening while we wait for some people to join. Oh, there you go. Antonio, how are you? Hi, Antonio.
Hello, Lisa. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Yeah?
I have to thank you for your advice in my writing classes on August.
Okay, great. Why? What happened?
I passed my exam.
Oh, great. Awesome. That's great. Wonderful.
I
That's
am
wonderful.
in now. Yesterday I started the 5 course of the language school of my city.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I
Awesome.
have the B1.
Uh-huh, B1.
I got the B1.
That's wonderful. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good
You're
job.
welcome.
Yeah. Sergio, did you get something to eat?
Yes, definitely. Now,
Now you're all ready to go, huh?
yeah. What about you? Have
I'm
you
good.
enjoyed?
Yeah, I had a good lunch. Now I'm back for another hour.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
You know, I was thinking of you because my son said he wants to get the iPhone 6, and then his friend said, no, it bends. They say it bends. It's not good. And I said, maybe you should try another one. And he's like, no, I'm getting an iPhone.
Yeah.
So,
Last, oh my goodness, I forgot. That's embarrassing. But anyway, we released the new BlackBerry one. It's
okay.
called Passport. Have you seen something about
Passport. No. What is
it?
it's called? Passport.
Yeah, the same one, same name for
Okay.
the document.
BlackBerry Passport. All right. Okay. And how's it going?
Yeah, it's around maybe some countries, not like a global
Yeah.
launch yet, not yet.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And yes, we are. It's like a simple, simple name numbers. You
Mm.
know, face
Mm-hmm.
Apple numbers. But yes, we get maybe around two. No, this is for 80,
Mm-hmm.
ATT.
Mm-hmm.
US, yeah, Amazon, I think, is
Yeah.
around 2,000, 200,000 units
Oh,
now,
okay.
but for
Yeah.
just for a few days.
Right.
And yeah, maybe this expectation is really,
Interesting. Yeah, I'm just looking at the pictures on this one here. Uh, Interesting. Okay. All right, we have some more people joining us. Hi, Yudi.
Hi,
How are you?
good, thank you.
Yudi, where are you calling from?
I'm from Colombia.
Oh, Colombia. Okay, wonderful. Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay. And Heidi, how are you, Heidi?
Hello. Nice to
Hi.
see you.
Yeah, Heidi, did you just wake up?
Yeah. no, no, 5 a.m.
I know, I saw that. Wow. It's really early for you.
Yeah, very early.
Okay, great. Yeah, it's funny because I had Ken. Ken, I don't know if you know Ken.
Yes,
Uh,
it's okay.
yeah, 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 yeah. He was in a couple of my classes earlier, so it must have been really late for him. Now it's really early for you. Yeah. Okay, great.
He's a night owl.
Yes, he's a night owl, and you're an early bird.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. All right. Well, wonderful. Good that we have classes all day, all night here at Verbling. So, Antonio, looks like you might be having some connection issues, so hopefully refreshing the page helps to resolve that. Let's go to the article that I have for today. It's not a very long article, but it's kind of interesting. This guy is often in the news for various crazy things that he does. Let me show you who he is. You probably have heard of him. If you haven't, you probably heard of his company. He had Virgin Records, now it's Virgin Airlines, and, well, Virgin Galactic. So his name is Richard Branson, and he's an entrepreneur who has a lot of crazy life experiences, and he's still going. So this is an NPR article that they did on him and one of his ideas. So the title is Richard Branson Thinks Employees Should Have Unlimited Vacation. So when I heard that, of course, I was like, what is he talking about? How do you have unlimited vacation and still run a business? So I was curious to read this article. So let me just explain how we do this, because you're new here. We're going to read this article together, and so usually I choose about a paragraph or so at a time. I read out loud, and the reason why I'm reading out loud, because I know you guys know how to read, but I'm also reading out loud just so you can hear me. So it's practicing your listening skills. If you don't want to read, you could just close your eyes and listen to see if you just understand by listening to me. And then I have you read, so each person has a turn to read. Depending on how long the article is, some people get a couple of turns, sometimes we just get one turn, it just depends. And then I go over some vocabulary, and sometimes I might ask you some questions, or you can ask me questions. And then if we have time at the end, we usually discuss it. Like if you have a comment or you want to talk about this a little bit, we talk about it. So I thought it would be fun to talk about this idea of unlimited vacation. All right. So let's get started. British billionaire Richard Branson has long been a business revolutionary, but his latest venture is raising a few eyebrows. The Virgin Group founder has introduced a no-vacation policy. Staff can take time off whenever they want, for as long as they want. They don't need managers to sign off on it, and there's no tracking involved. Okay, that's an interesting thing. Okay, Antonio, why don't we start with you? You can read the title and the first paragraph there.
Okay. Richard Branson thinks employees should have unlimited vacation. British billionaire Richard Branson has long been a business revolutionary, but his latest venture is raising a few eyebrows. The Virgin Group founder has introduced a no-vacation policy. Staff can take time off whenever they want, for as long as they want. They don't need managers to sign off on it, and there's no tracking involved.
Yeah, okay. So, thank you. Let me just say hi to Aldona. Hi, Aldona. Welcome. And hi, Christian. Hi, Christian. Okay,
Hi,
so we're just starting. So we just read the first paragraph. This is the article that we're reading from the npr.org, and it's about Richard Branson. So I showed the picture of him. Maybe you're familiar with him or you've heard about him for some reason or other, but he is the entrepreneur who started Virgin Records, and now they have airplanes and all kinds of other businesses. Okay, so his thing here. All right, so let me explain. British billionaire, so he's one of those billionaires that we have in the world these days, has long been a business revolutionary. So revolutionary, I think you probably understand that word. Related to business means he's coming up with new, crazy, revolutionary ideas. So new ideas that are innovative, maybe not always the best ideas, but at least they're different and new in some way. So his latest venture, so whenever you say the latest, it's like what he just has come up with most recently. And a venture is like something that you're going to do. It could be a business, a new business. It could be a plan that you're going to, run a triathlon or something like this. But we don't know yet what it is, except for after we read. His latest venture is raising a few eyebrows. So your eyebrows, of course, are the hair above your eyes. And when you raise them to kind of go like, what is that about? So when we use this expression, raising a few eyebrows, it means people are kind of looking around going, what is he doing now? This kind of thing. And they're actually raising their eyebrows with that facial expression that makes like, surprise or kind of shock or wondering what somebody is doing and why. All right, so he has this no vacation policy, and what it means is that the staff, your staff, the people that work for you, your employees, can take time off. So take time off means to have a vacation, take a day off, take 2 days off, take 10 days off. That's what it means to take time off. But there's the trick. Whenever they want. So usually in a job, you can only take time off when it's your vacation time. And maybe that's only here in the United States, maybe you have 2 weeks a year or something like that. Some people have more, some people don't have much at all. But they can do it whenever and for as long as they want. So those are some key differences. Those would be called revolutionary. And they don't need the managers to sign off. So to sign off means to have your signature, so your manager has to sign off on your vacation request, usually, which means they okay it. They say, okay, yes, I agree to this. You may go on vacation on this date, and they sign a paper. They put their signature on that paper. And no tracking involved. So nobody is going to track what you're doing or when you're taking your time off. So usually companies do track vacation time to make sure that you're not taking too many days off. Introducing the policy on a Virgin blog post, Branson explains, it is left to the employee alone to decide if and when he or she feels like taking a few hours, a day, a week, or a month off. Branson credits his daughter with giving him the idea. She had read an article in the Daily Telegraph about the vacation non-policy at Netflix and told him she thought it would be a very virgin thing to do. Okay, Christian.
Yeah. Yes?
Yeah, you can read this part here.
Introducing the policy on a Virgin blog post, Branson explains, it is left to the employee alone to decide if and when he or she feels like taking a few hours, a day, a week, or a month off. Branson credits his daughter with giving him the idea. She'd read an article in the Daily Telegraph about the vacation non-policy at Netflix and told him she thought it would be a very virgin thing to do.
Yeah. Okay, so he introduced the policy on his Virgin blog post. So to introduce it means he kind of released it or unveiled it or uncovered the idea. He let his fans know about this new policy on his blog post. So this is a link. If you want to click on it, then it takes you to his blog post. Here you go. Why we're letting Virgin staff take as much holiday as they want. So if somebody wanted to read the actual article that he wrote, you could do that there. Okay. All right. So let's see. He says it is left to. So what is left to? The decision. So it is left to the employee alone to decide. So to be left to somebody means we're allowing them to do this. The decision is left to each employee by themselves to decide if and when they feel like taking. And then he says, you know, maybe somebody just wants to take a couple of hours a day. So different time periods. He credits his daughter with. So it means to give credit to his daughter. So he, you know, wants to make sure people know that it was her idea, kind of, not really his idea to start. But so he credits his daughter with giving him the idea. She read about it, and I guess apparently at Netflix, so I think people are familiar with Netflix, a movie DVD distribution and streaming films and stuff, popular here in the United States and in other countries as well. A non-policy. So kind of a non-policy means like a no policy. They don't really have a policy. And she thought it would be a very virgin thing. So in this case here, talking about the company, Virgin, the Virgin Company. So it would be something that our company would really do, the Virgin Company. You could also say that would be a very Apple thing to do, or Microsoft thing to do, or BlackBerry thing to do. You know, that you could say, it's also a very Brazilian thing to do, or an American thing to do. So it's kind of describing, you know, what type of company or person would do something like that. So it's right along with how Virgin works as a company. Branson points to a Netflix reference guide on our freedom and responsibility culture that says we should focus on what people get done, not on how many hours or days worked. Just as we don't have a 9-to-5 policy, we don't need a vacation policy. The blog post is an excerpt from his latest book, The Virgin Way, Everything I Know About Leadership. Branson is a longtime pioneer of new ways of working. A previous Branson book was called Screw Business as Usual. He describes himself as a tie-loathing adventurer, and you need only look at the photos of the Virgin Group chiefs to get a taste of the corporate mentality. It's jeans, smiles, and open-necked shirts. So that's describing them. Okay, Heidi?
Okay. Branson points in a Netflix reference guide on the freedom and responsibility culture that said we should focus on what people get done, not only on how many hours or days worked. Just as we don't have a 9-to-5 policy, we don't need a vacation policy. The blog post is an excerpt from his latest book, The Virgin Way, Everything I Know About Leadership. Branson is a long-time pioneer of new ways of working. A previous Branson book was called Screw Business as Usual. He describes himself as a tie-loathing adventurer. And you need only look at the photos of the Virgin Group chiefs to get a taste of the corporate mentality. It's jeans, smiles, and open-necked shirt.
Okay. All right. So he points to, so when you point to something, it's kind of literally, you can do that with your finger. You point your finger at the thing you're looking at, or in this case, you just show somebody something or refer them to. So he's pointing to this reference guide from Netflix. So on our freedom and responsibility culture. So meaning that this company, they have a culture of freedom and also responsibility. And in the guide, it says we should focus on, so we focus on things. So they're going to focus on what people actually do, what they get done, what they accomplish, and not on how many hours or days they work. So they're worried about more results, you could say. They don't have a 9-to-5 policy, so that means you don't have to come to work at 9 in the morning and go home at 5 o'clock. So they don't have a vacation policy either. So the blog post, which is right there, is an excerpt from his book. So an excerpt from a book just means a portion of it, some part. Usually nowadays when a new book comes out, maybe they put the first chapter or something like that on the website so you can read, and that's called an excerpt. It comes from the book. It's just a part of it, though. Okay, he's a long-time pioneer Long time means he's been doing it for a long time, a lot of his life, and he's a pioneer of something. So a pioneer means you're like one of the first to do it, and so he's a pioneer of new ways of working. So new different strategies, ways to do and think about work. This is an interesting business book. Screw business as usual. So to screw something in this case means like you could also use the F word there, and other words, basically, it's kind of like forget about it. You know, let's not do this anymore. Let's do something else. So screw this, you say. All right. He describes himself as a tie loathing. So he hates ties. To loathe means to hate. So he's a tie hating or loathing adventurer. All right. So, and if you look at the photos, you'll see what kind of mentality they have, what kind of thinking these guys are all about, what's in their mind, what do they value. You get a taste of this. That means you get to know a little bit about this if you look at them. So imagine we'll see a picture here. I didn't look at the link beforehand, but maybe they show you. Yes, so guys in jeans and shirts rather than suits and ties. So it's kind of a casual, laid-back kind of a business atmosphere for most of the people, as you can see. All right, so that's what they're talking about. Okay, interviewed on, let me just see how much we have left since we have more people came in. I want to make sure everybody has a little bit to read. Okay. Interviewed on CNN, Branson highlighted the importance of a well-balanced working life. The amount of holidays people are given in the States is dreadful. How can you find time to get to know your children if you're working with the very little holiday time you're giving? Okay, Elias. You want to read that there?
Hello, teacher.
Hi. Do you want to read this paragraph here?
Yes, of course.
Okay, go for it.
Interviewed on CNN, Branson highlighted the importance of a well-balanced working life. The amount of holidays people are given in the state is dreadful. How can you find time to get to know your children if you are working with the very little holiday you are given?
Yes, good. Yeah, so when you highlight something, usually like maybe when you're reading a book and you're studying, you might use a highlighter. It's like a yellow pen or green or blue sometimes, but you use it to point things out. So things that you think are important, you want to highlight them. So the verb here is used to say that, you know, he's pointing out or he's making sure that you understand this particular aspect of something. So he's highlighting it, he's featuring it, and so he's talking about the importance of a well-balanced working life. So not, you know, the opposite of balanced would be like unbalanced. So you do more work than living or relaxing and that type of thing. So he says, this is his opinion here, the amount of holidays people given in the States, so in the United States is what he's talking about, is dreadful, terrible. So dreadful is more of a British word, and he's British. So we would say something like it's terrible or it's awful or it sucks. You know, it's bad is what it means. And so, of course, he asked this question, how can you find time to get to know, you know, like to know your children if you're always working and you have very little holiday time. And again, that's more British. We say in the United States vacation time. So here in the U.S. it is true. Most people have maybe 2 weeks vacation. If you work a regular minimum wage job for like an hourly rate, you don't get any paid vacation. And then if you work at a better job, you might get more paid vacation. So Branson doesn't think his non-policy will be abused. For him, respecting your employees means you'll get the best out of them. If they find it fascinating, interesting, and they're treated like human beings, they'll get their work done, his blog post reads. Okay, let me see. Branson says this approach to vacation is smart and simple. At present, this new policy applies only to his personal staff of 170. Okay, Sergio. Oh, hi, Donato.
Hi, Lisa.
Branson doesn't think his non-policy will be abused. For him, respecting your employees means you'll get the best out of them. If they find it fascinating, interesting, and they are treated like human beings, they would get their work done. His blog post reads, Branson says this approach to vacation is smart and simple. At present, this new policy applies only to his personal staff of 170.
Good. So he doesn't think it will be abused. So to be abused means like to take advantage of it. Abused, like in the sense of somebody else is abusing somebody physically, that would be like hitting them. But in this case, the policy won't be abused. So people won't take advantage of it and take, more time and basically not get their work done. That's kind of like the idea. Okay, so for him, respecting. So, having respect for your employees, treating them fairly, that type of thing. He says that's when you're going to get the best out of them. So you're going to get more production out of them. They're going to be better workers, better employees. And he says if they find it fascinating, so these are kind of similar words, fascinating, interesting, then, and if you treat them like human beings rather than like slaves, people say, they'll get their work done. All right, so his approach to vacation is smart and simple. Let's see, this new policy applies, so it's only going to be effective towards his personal staff. So they're the only ones, not every single employee in Virgin. Okay, so it's just his personal staff, which has 170 people. But if it goes as well as expected, Virgin will encourage its subsidiaries around the world to follow suit. There are questions about how well a program like this can work. If Virgin pilots and cabin crew fail to show up for weeks at a time, it's unclear how planes will continue to fly. And if the standard is that employees can leave when they feel 100% comfortable, that they and their team are up to date on every project, some workers might perpetually fall short. Okay, Yudi, want to read that?
But regardless as well as expect, Virgin will encourage its subsidiaries around the world to follow suit. There are questions about how well a program like this can work. If Virgin pilots and cabin crew fail to show up for weeks at a time, it's unclear how planes will continue to fly. And if the standard is that employees can leave when they feel 100% comfortable, that they and their team are up to date on every project, some workers might perpetually fall short.
Good, thanks. All right, so if it goes as well as expected, so if it works like they think it will work, then they're going to ask or encourage people. Their subsidiaries. Subsidiaries are the companies that they own that are in other parts of the world that are smaller, maybe companies or something, all around the world, to follow suit. To follow suit just means to do the same thing. So if somebody, one company does something and another company follows suit, that means they do the same thing. They copy them. Okay, so that's what they hope this is going to happen if it works, if it goes well. All right. People have questions about how well it can work. For example, and they give this example because Virgin is an airlines as well. They have an airlines. So pilots and cabin crew, so those are the flight attendants. What if they fail to show up? Okay, that means they don't show up. So they fail to show up. They don't come to work for weeks at a time. So that means for many weeks in a row kind of thing, many weeks at a time. It's unclear how planes will continue to fly. So if your pilot and your flight attendants don't show up, how are you going to get the plane off the ground? That's the question. And if the standard is like what everybody is expected or what people know. So if you can expect to leave, if the standard is that they can leave whenever they feel 100% comfortable that they're up to date. So they finished all of their work. Some workers might perpetually fall short. So perpetually means continuously or always or all the time, consistently. And to fall short means to not do a good job. So maybe they think they're up to date, but it's not a good quality of work. That's one other question. For those workers, a guaranteed number of vacation days could be preferable to an open-ended promise of vacation when people feel certain, Branson writes, that their absence will not in any way damage the business or, for that matter, their careers. Okay, Aldona. Read the last paragraph there. We had a little short article there.
Okay. For those workers, a guaranteed number of vacation days could be preferable to an open-ended promise of vacation when people feel certain, Branson writes, that their absence will not in any way damage the business or, for that matter, their careers.
Okay. So if you are guaranteed, that means you are for sure going to get something. So in this case, a certain number of vacation days. So each worker, in this case, it might be better, like a pilot, for example, he gets guaranteed a certain amount of days rather than an open-ended promise of vacation. Okay, so and he wants to make sure that their absence means when you're not there. So of course you don't want to make it so that if you don't have your workers there, your business is going to fail. You don't want to damage the business, and you also don't want to damage your own career. So if you say you want to be, a computer programmer or something, but you never show up for your job because you're always on vacation, then that's probably going to affect your career. So it's an interesting way to have people decide how much vacation they need and how much do they need to work to do a good job and keep their job. So it's kind of interesting. Now, we have lots of time to talk about this, which is what I was wanting us to do as well. But before we start talking about it, does anybody have any questions about the English in the article? Any of the vocabulary or expressions or anything that you didn't understand? You can ask me now. Okay? All right. So, Donato, you didn't get to read, so you can start off with the questions here. I was wondering, you just came late, so I don't know how much you picked up of the article. Unlimited vacation. So, first of all, do you know Richard Branson? Have you heard about this guy?
Never in my life.
Have you heard of Virgin Airlines?
Virgin Airlines? No.
Yeah. Okay.
Never.
All right. So Virgin Airlines is a company, Virgin Atlantic.
I know.
Okay.
There is the crew, who is plenty of like the crew is made by Virgin people.
Not exactly.
Bummer.
All right. Well, this is Richard Branson, and a long time ago he started Virgin Records. So he's a businessman from England who has had lots of different ventures and adventures. And when records used to be popular, he had a record store that was popular and sold CDs and stuff, but of course that's not so popular anymore. So then he went on to this airlines, and he has a lot of different businesses as well, but the airlines were supposed to be known as kind of cool, hip. They did some things first before other companies did them, like screens in the back of the seats and this type of thing. Anyway, so it's a airline company that works here in the United States and around the world. And so he's a pretty wealthy guy, and he writes books and about business and entrepreneurship and this type of thing. So his latest thing is this idea of unlimited vacation, where you are allowed to choose the time when you want to have vacation. So that's the bottom line. And so it's raising eyebrows, which means people are kind of saying, all right, how is this going to work? This sounds like a crazy idea. How do you run a business if people decide to take time off? So Donato, tell everybody what you do, and then tell us how much vacation you usually get.
Okay, I'm a policeman in my country, and I have 36 days per year. That means that every week of vacation I have as well a free day. So if I take 7 days of holidays, actually I'm spending 6 days, because one is like the day off. No, do you understand what I mean?
Oh, yeah. The
So
way your schedule is, or something.
Okay, every week I have one free day.
Okay.
And
you work 6 days a week.
Right, I work 6 days per week.
I see. Okay.
So if I take 7 days of holidays,
right,
I have
one is your day off.
Free day as well. So
yeah.
it means that in the end, my vacation per year are pretty more, because I don't have just 36 days, but have also all the days that all the free days that I accumulate during the vacation. Like you receive a day off for vacation as well.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
It's pretty crazy, but it's.
That's an interesting way to look at it. Okay, so so that's quite a lot. Let's just go through and compare, because that's really interesting. So you're in Italy, and as a policeman, you get you work 6 days per week, but you have 36 days off per year. Now, when you're working 6 days, is that an 8-hour day? So you're working 48 hours per week, or what?
No, I work 6 hours per day.
6 hours per day. Okay. So you're working 36 hours per week.
Yeah, and I have 36 days per year, just because I'm in the lower
We call it like an echelon.
I mean, in the lower part of this kind of privilege.
In the hierarchy, okay, yeah.
Because if you once you get older and older, it's something connected to your the time you work. So
yeah,
if you
time spent working. Okay.
Yeah, the time spent working.
Yeah.
So after, actually, it is not. Maybe it is not connected to the time spent working, but to your age.
Oh, okay. So as you get older, then. Okay.
When you get older, you need more rest. So that's why. That's why for example, my boss.
Yeah.
In the end of the career has like 45 days, and that's the maximum.
Oh, okay. I get it. Yeah. All right. Good. Okay, so let's just do a little comparison, and then we'll talk about what people think about this. Would it work for your type of job? So Heidi, I know you're self-employed, right? You have your own?
Yeah.
Do you give yourself vacation time, or how does that work for you?
Before I was running a shop, that time, sometimes I took holiday to myself.
Yeah.
And then I went to Italy to learn Italian for 1 month.
And then you started doing the. So right now, do you have specific days off, or do you just have like a flexible schedule? You just work when you want to work, kind of thing.
Now I have a holiday every day.
Okay. But you do work, right? You're doing stocks?
Yeah, depend on the work. If the job is easy and uh, uh, maybe they don't need to have a long holiday. But
Okay.
the job is very hard.
Yeah.
And they need to have overtime work every day.
Uh-huh.
In that case, they need to take a holiday, long holiday.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, Sergio, what about you? Explain your holiday situation.
My holiday situation is actually officially I have 30 days, 30
Uh-huh.
days to spend on holiday, but usually I take 20 because I
Okay.
can like additionally put like I usually do that. I've
Uh-huh.
done that um, because when you have holidays like in Thursday or in Monday,
Yeah.
instead of Monday in Tuesday,
Mm-hmm.
usually use like like Monday and Tuesday,
So
and
you
then
make like
when
a
this
4-day
happen,
weekend.
yeah, I can put this together and like the last one now,
Yeah.
I I did exactly. I
Okay.
took my vacation on Thursday, and yes, I end back to work on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like at the period, like 20 years. It's like 20 days.
Yeah.
It's became like almost 30 days.
Right. Oh, I see. Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah, you add it to those days. Okay.
Yeah, but I was wondering about this. Like
Yeah.
he did this. Maybe
Yeah.
this work for the like not like top level, you know?
Yeah. Like
Yeah,
executive type people and stuff.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
That is like a position really. How can I say this? Is like a first position.
Well, more like it's kind of more like a top position, more like you're managing other people that are getting the work done. You're kind of more like just managing and making sure people do
Yeah.
things, but the work isn't actually being done by you per se. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
you actually making the program or you actually making the sales or something like that. You know, you're just kind of making sure everybody else is doing their job. And some of these top employees also would be like thinkers, you know, people who make
Yeah.
ideas
Yeah.
for the company, you know, and
Yeah.
uh-huh.
I think yeah. For this kind of that's work maybe, but for like pilots, like the
Uh-huh.
crew, they
Uh-huh.
okay. I wake up and you know what? I deserve
Uh,
vacation now, some day off, and well, how does it
mhm.
work?
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Aldona, what type of job do you have?
Well, unfortunately, I don't have a full-time job. I have a part-time job, so
Mhm.
I have uh, more time, more free time.
Yeah, more free time. Okay.
Yes, um, I work 5 days a week.
Uh-huh.
I've got Saturday and Sundays also free.
Uh-huh. Okay. Uh-huh. Yeah. Do you get vacation time with that job or no?
Yes, of course. As I
Oh.
work at school, so
Oh, okay.
I enjoy 2 months of vacation,
Uh-huh. Nice.
of summer vacation, and
Uh-huh.
of course we have also shorter vacations like Christmas or Easter vacations or
Right.
holiday.
Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right, good. That's yeah, working for a school, that is kind of a good job for vacation. So because
Yes.
especially here in the United States, it's one of the jobs where you have the most vacation because that's the way the school is set up. That's the schedule. So, yeah, good. Antonio, what about you? How do you take vacation or how much time off do you have generally?
I am in the industry business, and it's a rule, not bright rule, but we enjoy a month of vacations of 3 weeks in August or July,
Mm-hmm.
and a week plus in Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Here in this country, people have to work for a year to could enjoy 1 month of vacation or holidays.
Mm-hmm.
If you start a work, you don't have holidays days. You
Mm-hmm.
have to wait to spend time, and I don't know what time is the limit, but when you are working for a year, you could uh, spend a month of vacation.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Hi, Yudi.
Hi, sorry, my computer broke.
Oh, okay. Good. You're back. Yudi, what do you work?
No, not yet.
Okay. Are you a student or you're staying? Sounds like you might have kids, and you have a picture of a baby there.
Oh yes, yes. Actually, I have been at home for a long time.
Oh, okay.
So now my daughter is at the school, and I hope to. I mean I'm looking for, I want to get a job, but I can't because we moved to United States 1 year and a half. My husband he's study now, but I can't because I don't speak English good. So I finished. I mean, I am business administration, but I can't do anything here because I don't speak English good. So I need to improve my English. I need to get a job. I need to do so many things because I'm boring at home. Blah 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 blah.
Nice. So, Yuli, you're from Colombia, but you're living in the United States now?
Yes, ma'am.
Where are you living?
I live in New Jersey.
Oh, okay, New Jersey. All right, cool. Yeah, well, great. I'm glad you're on Verbling. It's a good place to practice your English, so that's good.
I'm not sure. This is my second day in this program, so I hope to improve pretty quickly because I need it.
Yeah, well, definitely come to as many classes as you can and do, participate and that type of thing. So that's great. Okay, so let me just go back here, and then I'm going to ask you guys what you think. One thing I wanted to mention to you guys in terms of, learning English and doing something that might be interesting for you is blogs are really great because, of course, you get to read the blog post, but then you get to read the comments. So this is like the real English, right? Because this is the real way people talk and how they write. And, of course, they usually try to be short, usually. And it doesn't mean that it's the best place to look for grammatically correct English because a lot of people, they shorten their words or they make mistakes or something, but it's an interesting way to get some language, some different ways that you can respond to things. So we're not going to read these right now, but I'm just giving you guys the idea that when you read blog posts that are interesting to you, it might also be interesting to read the comments because as you can see here, people are interested. They're like, how does this work? And I think this is a good idea, or I don't think this is going to work because, and this guy says that they already do it in Canada and it's working really well. And then somebody has a question like, well, how do you make sure you have enough staff on the all the time? And then he answers, so you can get some good conversations going, and it's good language, good questions and answers and things like that. And sometimes it's not good language. Sometimes people are very rude or they say stupid things. But it's the real stuff, real people talking here. And not necessarily all native English speakers, depending on where they're from. So, anyways, what do you guys think of this? Donato, could you see this happening for a cop? You just take time off whenever you feel like it? How could it work?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't...
Does it seem crazy or what?
Yeah, it seems really crazy.
Yeah. What do you think would be a problem with it? What would be one problem?
People do not have self-control. And they just want more.
Uh-huh. So they do more of this. The more they get to do of this, the more they want to do.
Exactly.
Yeah, but they do have to produce. You know, the idea isn't that you can just take off and not work. You have to do your job. That's part of the idea still, is you have a job and you have to do it. You know?
Yeah. I agree. As far as you are able to do your job, for me it doesn't make any difference if you do it at night, if you do it 20 per hour a day, and then the next day you rest. But it is not possible for all the jobs, I think. That's why. Yeah, but it would be really nice to have this kind of flexibility, no?
Yeah. Okay. Oh, Antonio, what do you think? Do you think it would work for some jobs, maybe, and maybe not so well for others, or what do you think?
I agree with you. With Donato, because it is impossible in a company to do some job without an order. It's impossible. In my job, it's impossible.
It would be impossible for you?
For me, it's impossible. I have to, at least, to have my mobile phone open for an schedule without a doubt, without hesitate. It's not allowed. I could switch off my mobile phone if I have in an interview with a customer, but not the whole day.
Yeah.
And in this case, it's crazy. I think they earn more money with the imagination, with the good ideas, with people with a big amount of ideas, and they have to develop these ideas. This is his business.
Yeah.
No produce something, no make something, and you have to make some item, goods or cars or TVs or something like that. It's impossible. You have to have an order. For example, this morning I saw on TV a program about Japan.
Yeah.
And Japanese people, it's impossible leave something to the I don't know the word, to the imagination.
Yeah.
They have to do everything. They have to know what the steps have to do something. They have to know everything.
Yeah.
At least there is a TV show about a restaurant from Barcelona who has another restaurant in Japan, and the Japanese people could see the same dishes for the same food. Spanish people, for example, another day could change the dish the other way around.
Yeah.
And they don't leave nothing to the imagination.
Imagination, yeah. Okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah. Well, as we're talking, I looked this up, and Time magazine they're writing about it in a little bit different way. It says, quit gushing. Gushing means like going, oh, wow, Richard Branson, he's so great. Look what he did. He's amazing. They're saying that it's a trick, you know, and it says here, endless summers, so the idea of unlimited vacation, do little but incentivize workaholics to work more while everyone else suffers negative consequences for time off. So we don't have time to read the article, but I'll put the link there if you're interested. So obviously some people aren't agreeing with this, and they think that it's not going to really work for, you know, normal workers, normal employees. In fact, the type of employees it might work, that might like it, are the people who just work anyways all the time, and they're probably still going to work all the time anyways. So workaholics, those kind of people. So I don't know, Aldona, what do you think? Do you think having unlimited time off is a good thing or not?
You know, when you are a billionaire, you may do whatever you want.
Sure, you can write more books about crazy ideas.
Yes, but if you have to earn for a living, you just have to work and be quiet, not?
Yeah. Yeah. So some people are in different financial situations. So depending on your financial situation, maybe you have the freedom to say things and do things that you don't have when you don't have the same financial situation. Yeah. Sergio, what do you think?
No, I totally agree with Aldona. When you are a billionaire, yeah, maybe you have more time to spend and create new ideas. But the thing is, I think maybe we're gonna work like like, of course, different kind of work, but work when we can be productive, and sometimes you are just waiting. Maybe spend time like, oh yeah, like I read something in the comments like, oh, I'm pretend to be busy because
Right,
I have no job. I usually tell my when I had team, I have no team anymore.
Yeah.
And but I always tell them that I told them that guys, I'm not concerned if you like, oh, I'm tired and I need to spend some time in the beach or back to home.
Yeah.
For me, the most important is result.
Yeah.
If you get the result, and when I have to make a meeting or I find out somebody in the street, in the shopping, wherever, and they say, oh, yeah, I know your consultant, for example, and oh, they are doing a great job, and yeah, you know, I'm not gonna listen something like, oh, I never seen in my store or in my shopping, but no, I see him, I will see her, and they are doing a great job, and that's important. And the result is coming. If you just spend 3 hours working, but they gave the company the result, that's the most important.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and you know, certainly this is a new possibility. You know, not for every job, maybe, like we heard, but maybe for some types of jobs. What do you think about this idea of unlimited vacation, where people just do their jobs, and if they want, after they're done with their projects, they can leave and go somewhere else or take a day off or something like that?
I want a job with this company.
Me too.
Yeah, right.
I think this is possible. I like that idea, because if you have teamwork, you can do anything that you want. I mean, if you have a happy person, a happy staff in your company, you can do anything with them. I mean,
Okay.
yes, this is the point. I agree when the partners say that the most important thing is the result.
Yeah.
And if you are happy in your job, you every day you're gonna try to care your job.
Yeah.
And this is and if you want time for you or for your family or or for your vacation or something like that, that will be great. I think this is a good idea, and I think that maybe that idea can be worked.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think.
It could work. Yeah, some of the ideas are, let people have time to think and relax, and then they're going to like their job more. They're going to do a better job, and maybe it will be true. I don't know. But Sergio, what you're saying in the chat is that he should do this with all employees from the ground up. And it sounds like maybe that's what will happen. They're trying it out at the higher levels, and then maybe they can see how it could work in the lower levels. Maybe. We'll see.
I'm interested. No,
Yeah.
he's not like a crazy guy.
Yeah.
I wanna see.
Okay. Yeah. Right. We'll see. Okay. Thanks, guys, for coming to class. I'll let you go. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Okay.